Hey everyone, back again for another video portion of the blog. This is our second ever video. Enjoying this. And today we're covering the Jets' heartbreaking loss to the Miami Dolphins yesterday. A game in which they played three phenomenal quarters. When I say they played that game went as perfectly as it could through three quarters. I can't stress on that enough. Defense played well. Quarterback McCown, played phenomenal until the fourth, obviously. Running backs, not phenomenal, but Forte, Powell, got big runs when they needed. Key in the pass game. Receivers good. Defense, great. Then, in the third quarter, Jay Cutler gets hurt. And everything. To me, I've said to the people I was watching the game with, this game is not a lock now. Look out. Because Matt Moore has killed the Jets in the past. I've tweeted it. I tweeted it today, actually, that he has 7 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions in his last 3 appearances versus the Jets. So he's a Jet killer, to say the least. And what do? 17 unanswered in the fourth, led by, the Jet. You know what the problem was with this game, though? Through the whole game, the Jets really let them hang around through 3 quarters. They had a 14-point lead going into the fourth, which was nice. But they easily could have been up in this game a lot more. 3 possessions, 4 possessions. But you know what? Penalties let them hang around Miami. The Jets had 12 penalties for 124 yards. Buster Skrine, it seems like he had a penalty every other play. And they blew it. They contained Jay Ajayi, one of the team's best playmakers on offense. The Jets did. Their D-line, finally, their run defense looked good. And they even did in the fourth. It was just Matt Moore was on a mission in the fourth quarter. And it's funny because yesterday I posted something up on the blog about how it's time to give Todd Bowles some credit. Then the Jets were 3-3, but the coaching staff screwed up, I'd say, yesterday. And they really changed their coaching scheme in the fourth and really played prevent D when they didn't have that commanding of a lead. And that got their defense all out of whack. They're on the field. There was one play, I forget which quarter. I think it was in the fourth quarter, and it was a third down conversion. And the cornerback on Jarvis Landry was a good 20 feet back. And he, easy third down conversion on 3rd and 3. It's like, what are we doing here? So they messed up in that regard. And now we're faced with do we want them to tank again? It's going to be tricky now because they have 3 wins. But you know what? You still got to cheer for them to win because you got to give the Jets credit. And now, their biggest problem now to us is they can't hold leads because they blew a 14-point lead last week to New England and blew a 14-point lead again this week. So these last 2 games could have easily been wins had a couple other plays gone our way. But they didn't. The other teams took advantage, Miami and New England, and the Jets, just like that, are 3-4. Still exceeding expectations already with a 3-4 record through 7 weeks here late in October. But that was a tough one yesterday because I think a lot of Jet fans once they were up 28-14, felt commanding enough. But you know what? They still let Miami hang around. And you know what? It all happened so fast. You almost didn't, if you were a fan, you didn't get time to prepare for the loss. When a team gets crushed, it's all right, whatever. They lost. But in this one, they were winning the whole game. They got a touchdown on the first drive. Miami kept answering, but the Jets were always either winning or tied in this game. And then comes the fourth quarter with 17 unanswered by Miami to win 31-28. And just like that, the game was over. And now let's talk one other thing. The Josh McCown interception with with 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left in the game. I don't disagree with the call to pass there. You had 3 timeouts. You had 45, 50 seconds, whatever it was left. But man, Todd Bowles there is trusting his veteran quarterback, Josh McCown, who's been around, to not throw an interception. That's the only thing we can't do there. Give Miami exactly what they got by throwing that interception. Gives them perfect field position to make a field goal. And that was it. One play, and, the momentum in that game was all Miami in the fourth quarter. I think the Jets would have lost that game in OT anyway, to be honest. I feel they had a shot in that fourth quarter with 45 seconds left to take it up with 3 timeouts left and find a way to get a field goal and get the heck out of Miami with a win. Wasn't easy, but you know what? It would have been completely different. And some say they should have run a draw on that first down play with 3 timeouts. I don't disagree with that. But you know what? Threw an incompletion, and then Miami from there was good money for them. But for the Jets, that's a tough loss, and I hope this magic isn't over, but it very well could be. Now they got Atlanta next week, which is going to be a very tough game, considering Atlanta's lost 3 in a row, and they're due for a win. But it is in New York. Atlanta's now lost 3 straight games in a row, I should say, to every team in the AFC East, and now they play their 4th in a row versus the Jets. So if the Jets could win that game, they'd lose every game Atlanta would to every team in the AFC East. But I think the Jets will hold their own in that one, but that's going to go in favor of Atlanta, I'd say. But I wouldn't count out the Jets in that one, but I think a lot of faith has been lost in fans after yesterday, and we saw the frustration on players' face after the game. And Todd Bowles obviously was the same as he always is, win or lose, But that's it. They lost, and that's now they're 3-4. And if they beat Atlanta somehow, then going to play Buffalo, the season isn't over. At this point last year, they were in a much worse place than they are right now. And all for the fans who wanted the draft pick. All right, I get it, but this team continues to play hard. We have to give them that. And let's hope, next week versus Atlanta, they go out victorious. But we'll see. And that was a tough loss, and I'll leave it at that. And that's it. Let's see if they can get a win next week. Thank you for watching this. We'll keep doing this every week after every Jet game here on Mondays. Thank you very much.